Donald Trump has now surfaced and he is threatening to escalate the war against Iran. Donald Trump apparently just learned that an Apache helicopter was shot down over the Strait of Hormuz, despite all of us knowing about that since last night. Here's what Donald Trump posted moments ago. He's saying more escalation of war is about to take place. The United States is getting ready to strike Iran, and we're getting the responses in right now from top Iranian officials. Donald Trump writes, I have just been informed by our great military that last night the Iranians shot down one of our highly sophisticated Apache helicopters while patrolling over the Strait of Hormuz. There were 2 pilots involved. Both are safe and uninjured. Nevertheless, the United States must of necessity respond to this attack. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. But didn't last night, Donald, you say that we were just a day or two away from a deal? CNN did an analysis and they found that at least 38 times thus far since the war began, Donald Trump said that we're 2 or 3 days away from a deal. With, if you kind of do that math, it's basically every 2 or 3 days he goes and says it again. Meanwhile, you have MB Ghalibaf, Iran's parliament leader. He writes the following: we prefer the language of diplomacy, but we speak other languages far more fluently. Break your commitments and we will switch to what we speak best. You ride the horse you saddled. That's his message to Donald Trump. We're getting a message right now from Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi. Here's what he just posted moments ago. He writes, the Strait of Hormuz is not international waters, but shared between Iran and Oman and located thousands of miles away from U.S. shores. Maritime boundaries are crystal clear. Our powerful armed forces are on constant alert for any violation of Iran's airspace, land, or waters. Foreign forces in proximity to our territory are at constant risk on account of their own human errors, plane accidents, or potentially being caught in crossfire. To reduce risk, the best solution is for foreign forces to exit as soon as possible, an environment which will never be hospitable to a hostile presence. Iran prefers the language of diplomacy, however. As our brave warriors have shown to the world, we know how to speak other languages too. That's signed by Foreign Minister Araghchi right there. And so here's what we're learning took place. Senior U.S. officials are telling multiple media outlets that a military investigation determined that an Iranian drone, a Shahed, struck the AH-64 Apache. The Apache was over the Strait of Hormuz, a kind of loitering there, and it caused the Apache helicopter to crash. The military officials are also leaking to Israeli media as well that they believe the Shahed drone attack on the Apache was intentional. And you saw Donald Trump there now threatening to invade Iran. And again, most of this was known last night. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, explains, he looked at the CENTCOM release from about 8-9 hours ago. And here's what Filipkowski writes. CENTCOM said the pilots shot down were rescued at 7:33 p.m. Eastern Time. Within 2 hours after they were shot down, Trump boarded the helicopter from Bedminster to go to the Knicks game at 6:57 p.m. Eastern Time. So he was on his way to the game after they were shot down and before they were rescued. Then when he was at the game, we saw him sleeping next to the billionaire owner of the Knicks, Dolan, and Donald Trump was getting booed when he inconveniencing everybody in New York when he should have been focusing on this. Instead, he just wants to say, oh, we're doing a deal. It's right around the corner. He's crashed our economy. He's crashing the markets right now. Donald Trump is indeed a destroyer. Moments ago, Donald Trump called up ABC following all of this surfacing, all of this being learned. Donald Trump said the following: it's simple when it comes to Iran. It's the one with the power that wins. We have all the power. ABC then asked whether the U.S. might help rebuild Iran afterward. Trump replied, yeah, it's like the Marshall Plan, but we're going to get half of their oil. We're going to take it. We're going to take their oil, Donald Trump said. And Donald Trump said the following about Iran: if people are stupid, we'll end up in something where we have to wipe out an entire infrastructure of a nation. Okay, so we're back to now threatening to destroy the Iranian civilization. That's where we are, back in this schizophrenic, chaotic, psychotic, demented, fake negotiation of Donald Trump, showing what a loser he's been his whole damn life and why he's bankrupted every damn thing he touches because he's an incompetent loser. I don't care what your politics are. The guy is frozen. He's scared. He sleeps all day and all night. And when he wakes up, he behaves like a psychotic lunatic because he is one. Sorry, it just pisses me off that we have such a dumb idiot in the White House. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. Just, can we have even if there's someone who I disagree with their politics, can we please just have someone with a modicum of freaking intelligence who can behave like a damn adult, please? I digress. Alaki Amiri, an Iranian member of parliament, writes, the statement of a person, this is what he's saying about Trump, the statement of a person who changes his position 3 times a day should not be taken into account. Such statements are mostly due to desperation. Remember how the enemy was forced to accept a unilateral ceasefire in a state of desperation? This is how they're talking about the United States. Again, I don't care where your politics are. Do you realize how weak and pathetic and humiliating this is for our country? And that there are still some people who believe this is strength. There are still some people who pretend that what's going on here is normal. It's ridiculous. Other outlets, CNN and others, are confirming that it was an Iranian Shahed drone that hit this Apache that was over the Iranian land and Iranian waters. What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? Get it through your head, Donald. You lost the war. You're the loser. America lost the war. Iran won the war. That's the dynamic. Everything you said would constitute a victory, you did not achieve. The Islamic Republic is even more entrenched in power. They have all of their ballistics and Shaheds replenished at this point. You haven't destroyed their enrichment facilities. You haven't destroyed their nuclear dust. They now have more power in the region than they ever did before. And you're standing there frozen, sleeping in finals games while you get booed. Seriously, man. Anyways, you have Washington Post, Dan Lamuth is a good reporter. He also notes that it was actually a Saronic Technology Corsair unmanned surface vessel, a USV, that actually rescued the 2 Apache pilots in the Strait of Hormuz. You had this, for one of the first times, this unmanned surface vessel did the rescuing. Maybe, Donald, you want to do a deal with Zelensky, who's trying to get you more of these unmanned surface vessels and drones and anti-drone technologies instead of doing everything you can to be a Putin bootlicker? Then it goes on to say a U.S. official tells Al Arabiya that indications point to the targeting of helicopters by Iran as intentional. You see a photo of the Shahed drone. Pakistani sources, meanwhile, are saying that, surprise, surprise, U.S.-Iran talks face major hurdles. Reaching agreement to end the war between the U.S. and Iran within the next few days is unlikely due to ongoing complex situations, Pakistani government sources tell Andulu. Sources cite Israel's nonstop ceasefire violations in southern Lebanon. And then Israel accused of, and then we have it right here, by the way. This is the IDF from today, striking in Tyre or Sur in Lebanon, intensifying and expanding the attacks on Lebanon, while Donald Trump's like, oh, I don't know. They applauded me at the Knicks game. Did everybody see? They love Donald. I'm the king of New York, everybody. Did you know I'm the... Shut up. I mean, seriously, grow the hell up. You know that for Iran, they've said when you agreed unilaterally to a ceasefire, that they said that the ceasefire applies to Lebanon. And then Netanyahu escalated with ground troops in Lebanon, and now they're blowing up Beirut even more, and Daya, and Tyre, and Sur, because they know that's how they jeopardize the peace deal. So grow the hell up, be a freaking leader for once. And I say this despising the guy. I despise this guy so much for what he's done. But still, as an American, I'm just like, just be a freaking leader, man. Just seriously grow up and behave like an adult, or just get the hell out of there. I mean, I'd prefer JD Vance or Rubio or just anybody at this point to this demented freaking idiot who has screwed this country more than ever, and he's out there posting the dumbest shit on social media. Oh, look at me doing sombreros on Hakeem Jeffries. New York, stand up. You got booed mercilessly because the people hate you because you're starving people here in America. You've taken away their healthcare. Electricity costs are through the roof. People can't afford gas. And your cavalier behavior where you just show up to the game, fall asleep in it, create a fortress around the stadium so fans can't even enjoy it, while you look miserable. It's such a symbolic of what you've done to this country, as is that junkyard that you've turned the White House into with that ridiculous, what does it even look like? It looks like a dystopian Six Flags from a zombie movie out there in the frickin' White House right now. You've turned it into this disgusting, grotesque thing. And as noted, the markets crashed today. Great job, Donald. More significantly, the people out there are suffering more than ever. And then there was this story from CNN moments ago. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has fostered a Pentagon culture characterized by distrust, strict information control, and concerns over loyalty. One example was the abrupt firing of Army Chief of Staff Randy George. After months of tension, Randy George, this Army Chief of Staff, four-star general, sought a meeting with Hegseth to improve relations, but was dismissed and fired after it took place. Very mature behavior there, Donald. Very mature. And this was Donald Trump last night when he was asked about the pilots. He was like, everything's good. Everything's fine. This is what he said, because he didn't know what was happening because you were sleeping at the Knicks game. Then when you wake up, your face turns orange and red and you just yell at people and panic all day. Here's what he said last night when he was going back to Washington, D.C. Let's play it.
There's a report that an Army helicopter went down in the Strait. Can you give us an update on that? Are the soldiers okay?
The pilots are fine, yeah.
And was
nobody
that,
injured.
What brought it down?
We are going to issue a report tomorrow, but the pilots are fine, yeah.
And then he also said yesterday, you remember, he's like, we're going to do a deal. It's right around the corner. Let's play this clip.
Did you say 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks?
2 or 3 days.
You'll be signing a peace agreement?
No, we have a good chance of doing it. We should be able to do it in 1 hour, if you want to know the truth.
What's the biggest sticking point right now?
I don't think there are any sticking points. I think we're very close to having a very, very good, strong, powerful deal. If we go and bomb, which we can do very easily if we want, and we spend another 2 or 3 weeks bombing, they'll have nothing left whatsoever, but you won't have the strait open for months. If we do the bombing, a lot of people are going to be killed. Who wants to do that? I don't. And we'll have a signed document that's actually stronger than doing the bombing.
So freaking shameful. So freaking shameful. And shame on any Republican who supports this crap. This isn't a political thing. This isn't at all. This is just a basic human thing of competence, of decision making, of adulting. Everybody hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.